Going on, guys? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're taking a look at Goldshell's latest monstrosity, the DG Max Dogecoin script miner. So we're going to take a look at this thing and see how it does compare to other miners out there. It does look like they changed one thing, which does make this a little better, but that part is up in the air because we don't really have an idea of what the pricing is. But we can see the performance here, and it's not looking good. So as we know, over the past month or so, Dogecoin has been doing a nice uphill climb, which is awesome for all our mining profitability out there. Especially coming into something like mining Dutch, we can see the L9 is currently doing a little over $50 a day. And now comes Goldshell's DG Max, which isn't listed on their website yet, and they haven't posted any official announcement on their Twitter yet. So this is actually showing up on third-party sellers and resellers and wholesale places is where we're actually seeing this announced. So expect an official announcement to come very soon. And that's where we don't know what the prices are right now. So coming down into here, we can see there's not very many available at first. That's why we're seeing one price at $2,350 and another price at $2,580, where this cheap price is only on like 10 units or something. So not very many people are going to get that. Now, Hobbyist Miner sent me a different screenshot, which shows another one of around $2,640. That is with shipping. So a lot of prices all over the place. We don't really have an idea. So I kind of just went with a quick price range here for the DG Max of $2,350 to $2,580. So let's kind of compare what this is look like. And in red, which is one of the most important stats for any miner, especially as time goes on, difficulty continues to climb, hash rate goes higher and higher, and it is harder and harder to grab those bags here. So efficiency is a key role into mining at a profitable range. And Goldshell never tends to fail us when it comes to having the worst efficient miner. So here we have the Mini Doge 3 sitting at about 1.56 when running hash rate mode, 2.07 when in low power mode. Coming into the new AAAWAVE DG1 home miner, which I think is probably one of the best buys when that does release for the home miners out there. Erase Goldshell out of your minds completely. This thing is actually coming in at 3.33 mega hash per watt of power used here at $15.99. So here we have the L9. Obviously, it is the best miner at an efficiency of 4.76 mega hash per watt of power used here. Hash blades, we have no idea the pure stats or anything on them yet, but obviously they're going to look like kings of efficiency if they end up being real. We still got to wait for those. But here we have Goldshell's earlier DG1M, which previously, a month ago or something, it was only $2,019, which is still expensive for it. Looking on their website right now, it's actually up about $190 to $2,209. So, they upped their price here, trying to capitalize on the Doge pump. And we're going to see all the other miners start to skyrocket here very soon as well. And then on low power mode, it is coming in at 2.36 mega hash per watt. Now here is the DG Max. This thing is 6.5 gigahash at 3,450 watts. You read that right. That is not a misprint or anything. 3,450 watts. The L9 is using less power and has almost 3 times the hash rate. 3 times would be around 19 gigahash or something like that. But we're definitely way over double, and we're using less power than what this Goldshell thing does provide. Now, the optimal thing here is people with cheap power, they can obviously capitalize this. They don't care what they buy. They can buy anything, even though the prices are cheaper or crappy or older hardware, and they can get away with it because they don't care about their power prices. So things like this, people are big fat smiles on their face here. But leading into the price now of what these cost, we can see that Goldshell actually did something right for once, and they priced it the cheapest for the hash rate you get. So here's a major thing. If you have 2-3 cent power, like I do know a couple of you guys have, majority of the miners out there have very expensive power, and I would not recommend anyone to buy this, because you got to think long term when you're looking into mining hardware and stuff. Is the next bear market, once all the prices are back down to nothing and the coins are dead and there's no profits anywhere, you need to run your miners at the least amount of power possible and the most efficient. And that's where Goldshell ultimately always fails. They didn't even update anything. It looks like they just threw in a couple more chips here and called it the DG Max, because we have the exact same efficiency happening from the DG1M to the DG Max. Also, it's the same naming scheme, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But again, we're seeing, you know, pretty much the same efficiency, not much more over older mini Doge 3 Pluses here. You know, this is still less efficiency than an L7. An L7 at this point is starting to turn into dated hardware, as that's a little over 3 years old right now. So they're still not even catching up to older hardware, and they're trying to release this. But it is nice to see that they actually price this thing fairly cheap compared to the hash rate that you're getting, but still, because of the efficiency is so horrible, 90% of the miners out there will not be looking at this, especially for long-term mining. Now, just to compare some other prices here, we can see the mini Doge 3 Plus based on high hash rate mode, that's about 78 cents per mega hash that you're going to be paying here. So 78 cents per mega hash to get 793 mega hash. If you run this in low power mode for more efficiency, you're actually paying a little over $1 here per mega hash, coming into, which I think is probably going to be the most popular miner for all the home miners out there, is 79 cents per mega hash, $15.99 currently. This is a 2 gigahash miner at only 600 watts, which means in theory, 3 of these things should be hashing, you know, a little under what a single DG Max is doing, but it's only going to be using like 1600 watts. So you're using like 50% less power than what this guy is doing for about the same amount of hash rate. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more expensive to get that hash rate, but when it comes to expensive power, 40 cent plus, you're going to save a lot more money long term mining nice and efficient versus something like this. So keep that in the back of your minds as well. Obviously, we have the L9 coming in. It's actually pretty cheap right now for the November batch at only 57 cents per mega hash to have. Ultimately the king of script mining right now, but again, these prices could be going up very soon as well. Then we got the DG1M, 64 cents in high power mode, or 84 cents if you run efficiency mode. Then we got the DG Max coming in at 36.1 cents based on 2350, which again, there's only like 10 units for that, so most people will be paying 39.6, and then we don't really know the prices until we see what Goldshell officially announces this thing at, and we could be actually, this could be a lot cheaper than what they actually put it at. We could be, you know, 40 plus cents, 50 cents, who knows, maybe they'll start selling on their own website for $3,500 for all we know, and then obviously it won't look that good. But based on the numbers we have right now, it is pretty cheap from the wholesale people, but again, the efficiency is making this thing an absolutely horrible miner. Well, that is the DG Max in a nutshell. And if you are looking for one of these, obviously hit that link down in the description to my website, where it will go over a whole bunch of discount codes and links to various ASIC manufacturers and sellers to get you guys the best deal. But depending on your power price, and if you plan on mining long term and stuff, DG Max is not a good miner, but Goldshell, instead of finally having their miners priced the most expensive and being the worst miner, they finally priced it to be, you know, the cheapest for the hash rate you get, because it is the worst miner. Something we've been kind of beating the tree and a dead horse here for a long time with Goldshell. Worst miners, really expensive. Now it looks like they're kind of bringing that price down. But again, we don't officially know what the prices are, just kind of rumors and everything floating around by wholesale listings and stuff. So we still got to wait for Goldshell's official announcement. But if you guys are looking for this, obviously you know where to find them. And, you know, I can't really recommend this at this time until I see some official pricing. But when it comes to the hardware itself, it is just plain out old dated hardware, and it's not really going to compete with the new stuff. So again, thank you for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the latest Goldshell Doge miner. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.